Hey, Betty. Let's start recording now. We've not started. What they learned from the color, like, so someone asked the question, like, how do you know the colors to choose, combining colors and all of that? So I asked you guys to do like a research after saying one or two things. So I would love two people. I really don't like that this class is very few, but I'm faithing that it will increase over time, right? Because okay, let me not go further. So two persons, a guy and a lady, explain your learnings, share to us. I really love that the last class people like contributed, and I learned something from the last class, right? And I think it's a good way. That's the reason. That's why you're not doing learn on your own, because there is a community like this where you can learn from each other as well. So over to the floor. If you want to say something, raise your hand. If you guys don't end up saying anything, I'm just going to call somebody to say. The floor is open to you.
Sorry, is it, excuse me, please, is it just only for the last class or general knowledge so far?
Okay, so I'm talking about for the colors. So I gave an assignment, what you wrote on your Medium article, right, on how colors are being combined and the different kind of color, usage of color in design or whatever. Like it's not whatever, the assignment I gave. So I want like someone to maybe share their screen and teach us what he or she learned. You don't have to share your screen if you don't have that privilege, but we want to learn. So that's what I mean. Okay, okay, Joshua is raising his hand, so you can talk. If you can unmute yourself and talk. Okay.
Okay, hi, good evening.
Hi, Joshua.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, about colors. Colors, first of all, are how we interpret and how we interact with the world. Everything around us, we see colors in everything. And colors are basically a reflection of a light spectrum that bounces off an object and registers in our eyes. So basically, everything we see around us and how we interact is basically centered around colors. And colors also have a way of evoking emotions and so on and so forth, emotions, feelings, and how we interact. So like they normally say that the eyes are the windows to our soul. So basically whatever we see has a possibility rather of affecting our mood, our behaviors, our emotions, our personality. The same thing happens with colors. So that's just like a basic rundown of what color does. And in visual design as well, it is also important that we pay attention to colors, as these colors can also affect our moods, our emotions, and how we interact with an object or how we interact with a product. It also plays an important role in how we choose in our decision making, because certain colors can be specified to certain set of people, and it's also in our decision making, it can also represent different kind of products as well. For example, it's also possible that health products, for example, usually the color green. I don't know if you can hear me.
Who is this person? Who be this?
Madam, we're talking to you. You have that chocolate biscuit. You have it.
Who is Gospel? Can you control who this person is? Oh God, that was a lot of noise. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just basically a rundown of what color does and how color evokes our emotions, our personality, our moods, and so on and so forth. Now, in choosing color, how color is being chosen for design, we usually make use of.
Joshua, please stop talking, please.
Okay.
Who is this person? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. In respect to the color theory, like I was saying earlier, the color theory was actually created in a form of a Dix format in the way light is represented, and it is classified into two parts. That's the warm and the cool colors, where you have colors that are cool in nature, like blue, going towards the cool side, and then we have colors like red, orange, at the warm side of it. And in selection of colors, there are like 6 major ways in which colors is being selected through the use of the color wheel. We have the triadic, we have the tetradic, we have the split complementary, we have complementary, we have monochrome, and I'm trying to remember the last one. Okay, and the analogous way. The triadic is just basically using a triangle to just drawing an equilateral triangle around inside the circle, and you have 3 colors evenly spaced, and then you select it. And basically the triadic selection was mostly or majorly used in the 90s, and it's kind of really stuck with those kind of designs. And when you use them in design these days, it looks more like you're doing a design from the 90s, from the 80s kind of. So like it's not really that used anymore. But I think if some people still make use of it. Then we have the complementary, that's picking a color and using the direct opposite, just draw a direct line, straight line, the opposite color. Those 2 colors are what you use to select your complementary color, the direct opposite. And for the analogous, is just selecting 3 colors that are basically together, placed together in successions, and 3 or 4, that's for analogous. Then monochrome is just using the same color but different hues and saturation. What I mean by hue and saturation is hue is just like adding different tints and saturation rather. Tint is adding white, and I think saturation is adding black or something. Yeah, black. Yes. So, and then for tetradic is just drawing a cross around inside the circle, and you have 4 colors picked. And for, I don't know if I've mentioned, which one have I not mentioned? Please, are you following? Or am I speaking too fast?
I'm following. Others, are you following? Which one has he not mentioned?
I'm following. Can continue.
Okay, go ahead.
I've mentioned triadic, tetradic, analogous, monochrome, complementary. Okay, split complementary is basically drawing a line. When you get to the complementary color, rather than picking the complementary color in the opposite side, you pick the two colors beside the complementary colors. That's the direct complementary color. That is split complementary. And you use that for your design to select your colors.
Your laptop.
No, sorry, my laptop is down.
Okay, because I would love to see that you had seen that. Okay,
sorry, is this split complementary?
I would have loved to see everything like pictorial view so that we could all like get it. But I'm believing everyone did it here and then should be conversant with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I want to thank you so much. Let someone else like take over if there's something you've not said.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That was really elaborate. That shows that you really like read. So it's
thank you very much.
Yeah, it's now left for you to practice in relation to that to really like help as well. Help your sense of color and combinations. Some other person, a lady, preferably since we have a guy here that spoke. Fast, next 6 minutes. The lady, pick it up. Okay, now let me call you lady by myself. Nobody want to waste your hand. Hi. Just people I see that they are going to talk. Hello, Rita. Okay, Onye has raised her hand. Oh, yeah. Onye.
Hello.
Hi, Onye.
Yeah, I said almost everything, but the one that I could think of is different reactions of people to color. People react to colors like yellow. For yellow color, example, yellow color day, it signifies happiness, sunshine, stuff like that. And purple signifies royalty, red signifies danger, blood, and stuff like that. So people have different reactions to colors. So designers, whenever they design something, when they are designing something, they look for a color that will be suitable for that their design. Maybe if they are designing, I don't know, a game for kids, and no, let's use the Flow app. The Flow app is a girlish app. So because pink signifies, Flow app is an app that girls use to track their period, stuff like that.
Oh, we didn't know.
Sorry. So because the pink signifies femininity, they use pink colors for that app. So that's what I can.
Why didn't they use red since it's blood?
No, it's not only material. There are many other things. Just feminine stuff.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right, so I just thank you. I'll just jump into so how many of since I didn't give any assignment, so our next assignment would I know you might like, what is the assignment you want to give us? Don't worry. So I'm still going to be all of these designs that I've been asked you to do, please just keep them. If possible, make the different corrections that are indicated because they're going to be forming part of your, let's say, portfolio for the meantime as you progress, right? Because it may be difficult for you to start forming your portfolio when you become busy or as you advance. So at least at this point, if you start advertising, I think goodness talk about visibility. So you are telling people that you are a product designer, you are your designer, like, okay, show us your work. You're able to show 1, 2, 3, 4 things to get that you have done. And so that you don't get to the point you are stranded and you don't have anything to show. So that's why every class I ask that you guys do something very, very, very important. So the next one, we're going to actually design an NFT marketplace. right? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that record. Hopefully by tomorrow, you see it. I'll place that particular assignment. I have a YouTube channel, so I'll just place the procedure. So for those people that may be confused on how to go about it, so I'll just place that there. It's just a simple landing page, NFT page, and for us to replicate or advance. For those people that want to show themselves, maybe you first can replicate what I've done, then you can now want to do your fizzy by the side. Beautiful. You say before and after. Now look and see what I did is no before and after. What I ordered versus you say nonsense. But my point is that we are going to design what is there and then advance it. So we're getting to the point of okay, because one of the things we're trying to play with at this period is your UI. If you notice, we've not gotten to the point of UX where you have to start picking your brains. Though we picked our brain during design thinking, right? But we're still going to get to the point where we'll pick our brain. But now we're trying to still deal with our UI, our visual IQ. I think that's the right word. And good enough for the question on colors and then the design principles. These are things that really help you have a very nice design IQ. So I'm going to talking on UI components, UI user interface components. What is components? Components are 2 or 3 things that make up something. There are things that make up a thing, right? Components, they're like pieces. What is the component of a television? I don't know. Do you have electrical engineers here? What's the component of this cake? It contains flour, blah, blah, blah. So UI components. So if you look at a mobile application, if someone using his or her own phone, if you're using your phone, please, I want you to share your screen for me. Open an application. Let's talk. Anybody willing to do that?
Should I do that?
Okay, fine. Open an application.
Okay, should I first share my screen before opening it?
Share your open it, then share your screen. So we don't
Okay.
see stuff here. So UI components are components that make up user interface. So this is one thing that when you learn, it's going to make work easier for you. It's going to enable you know where to put where, how to represent a particular solution. Do you get? I want her when she opens it, I'm going to show you guys 1 or 2 things. So these are things like, I know most of you must have heard of things like menu bar, cards, slider, accordion, toggles, and all of these. So it's because we're going to be using most of these terms. Who's this person? We're going to be using most of this. When you're ready, Vivian, let me know. I'm going to be using most of these terms to I'm going to remove this person now. Because we're going to be using most of these terms. And like I said, it helps you to know what to place in some. Are you done, Vivian? Or should we move forward? Hello, Vivian. Okay, so move forward. Hello, Vivian. So I'm going to show, I'm not going to stay so much on this because I'll just show you that, and then the second assignment would be for you to read through and list about at least 20 is too small. At least 30 UI components. So you're going to do your research.
Ma, I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Oh, okay. So which application are you opening for us?
Facebook.
I open now.
Are you guys seeing it?
Go ahead. Yes, you are opening it before.
Okay.
So if you look at Facebook now,
If you
you
look
put
at Facebook now, you put,
I don't know, I can hear myself.
I don't know, I can hear myself.
Can you go back to the normal home page of Facebook?
Can you go back to the normal home page
Yeah,
of Facebook?
yeah.
So if you look up here where you see home page, you see these are called like navigation
Called
bars.
like navigation bar.
This what's on your mind? This is like a search
What's
bar.
on your mind? This is like a search bar.
These stories, reels, rooms, these are called
Stories.
tabs. This create stories, Emmanuel, Daniel, all of this. I think these are called, I could say they are carousel or just, yes, image carousel, because if you keep sliding, you see more. This whole thing that you see, this person's picture, name, write up and everything, you can call them feeds. You can call them where you post. This dots menu here, you can call it menu. So this is just an overview of what we'll be talking about this evening, right? So assuming I know that for every social media stuff, it's called feed. All
Social
of
media
that.
stuff is called
Okay,
feed.
Vivian, thank you. You can stop sharing.
Okay.
So let me share my screen. So I have the article. I'm going to comment that you guys, what is this thing? I'm going to recommend that you guys go through and not this one. I'm just using it to set the pace. Why we continue from this career foundry 32U. You can also call them elements. Some places call them UI elements. Some call it UI components. So let them just read. They are parts we use to build apps. Component, they are makeup of things. They are parts we use. They're like building blocks. They add interactivity to a user interface, providing touch point for the user as they navigate through their way through. So think about your button, your scroll bar. I think that thing, that carousel stuff can be scroll bar. I'm mistaking it. I'm not too sure. There is menu items that are check boxes, right? So I'll just move on. So these things are categorized into input controls. Input means you're putting something into the system, right? You're typing in just like input device and output device, right? Navigation means you're moving from one place to another. So we have things like the navigation bar. Yeah.
Are we to see your screen because we can't see your screen?
We can't see your screen, please.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh. Okay, so can you see it now?
Yes, ma.
So this is an article from Career Foundry. right? And I'd like you guys to read it. I'm still going to share, more stuff for you guys to read, so you don't just depend on what I'm saying. No. So these elements are categorized into like input controls. Inputs are like the components where you want to input information, things like your forms, things like your search. They're like input controls. Navigation components are components that makes you move from one place to another, right? Maybe like your tap bar. When you look at your mobile application, below it, there is this section that looks like maybe something like this. This is like, for example, this mark now I'm showing you now is a navigation bar, but this is for a desktop. It's not for an application, right? I'm just trying to show you an example of the navigation components. Then information components used to share information with users. Containers hold related content together. As we continue, we will understand what all of this is. So I'm going to start with how many of you know what accordion is? Is this your first time of hearing what accordion is? Let me know. Okay, you do. You know what's Evangeline? Who doesn't know?
I don't exactly know.
Mute your mic. Hey, you and somebody's in the same room. You don't know. So I'm going to show you in Dribble. Since they didn't show it in this article. Accordion, I don't know if you've seen something like this, frequently asked questions. That's where you see it more. So like now, you want to put a lot of information in a particular place, and then and you don't, I'm looking for it. And this is an accordion. If I click on this plus, it will reduce. I wish there's something that demonstrates it here in Dribble. Let me see, let me put the video. Something like this. GIF. So it's simply, so if you look at this is an example. This is not a drop down. Don't mistake it for a drop down. A drop down is when you click a drop down, you see a list of things you want to pick for. But how accordion works is like this. It's just like this, showing that there are more information below. So when you click on this, it now shows you more of the information. When you click on it back, it will now reduce it, now collapse it. Do you understand? It's for expansion and collapsing. That's what accordion is. So let's go back to our article. So accordion lets users expand and collapse section of content. They help users navigate material quickly and allow the UI design to include large amounts. So there are cases where you can't just put those information in one place. So you have to allow people to click on the expansion for them to expand and read, then collapse back. Do you get me? Do you get me? So the next one, do you guys get me? Do you understand accordion?
Yes, we understand.
Yes, you understand.
So moving forward, bento menu. So this menu thing, general menu. So it's not, there are certain menu for different purposes, right? So like now, when we talk about this bento menu, you can represent it like now, if you go to some, I used to see very in my Windows, where maybe there are lots of information and then I want you to show as, I want you to view as boxes, it comes out like this. If I want you to view as list, it comes out like this. So my point is, this is menu. Menu is like, it shows that there is more to be seen. If I click on a particular menu, I'm supposed to see like maybe a list of other things, right? So for example, there's a, let me see if Jibu can share it, since that article is not showing it very well. Menu. That's why sometimes if you go to your phone and you click on dot, you see more information about it. I can't see it there, but I believe that you guys know what I'm talking about. So menu shows list of other features, list of other things you can do. Right, this stuff here is called, see this stuff here, are you seeing this stuff here? This is called tap bar. Below here, that when you, it's called tab bar. It helps, it's under navigation control. This is called tab bar. Some people call it navigation menu. See here. Can you see my screen? Some people call it nav menu, but this is tab bar. Tab bar. When we get there, I'm just showing you in case we don't have to open. So menu shows more features in a particular thing. So when you see a menu, it shows that you should open it. There are a list of things that are there. So they have different kind of menu. They have the mento menu, the hamburger menu. This one is commonly used one. This is commonly used, like maybe at the top left part of the application, you see something like this telling you there are more features there. There's alt burger. If you notice, most of those things are named by food. There's meat bowl, there is kebab, and there is dono. All these things are just based on food, they named it, right? And as you proceed, you see where it is being used and how it is being used. But just on that menu shows that there are more features on that particular stuff. Breadcrumbs. These little trays of link help users to navigate out where they are within an application. So there's some application you go into, when you enter the application, it links you to another, as in when you enter a particular page, you open another page that links you to another page that links you to your main page. You get, so the breadcrumbs helps you to know where you are and where you're coming from. Oh my God, see wisdom. The breadcrumbs helps you to know where you are and where you're coming from. Just like your parents will come to you and say, my daughter, know where you are. Let me just keep quiet. That get the gist. So often located at the top of a site, breadcrumbs lets users see their current location and the preceding pages. So it mustn't be like this, right? The different UI representation of this. Different UI representation of this. Do you understand? I could show, this is going to, I don't want to go deeper. This is going to be your assignments. How many assignments have I given you guys? Oh my God. I talked about NFT page. That one is, just know that every class you'll be doing a new design. That one is constant, right? Then secondly, you are going to at least 30 UI components. You list them, as you are listing them, we are giving example. Listing them, we are giving example of each of it. Showing, images that represent it. Apart from this one that is here, So another one we have is button. Button just shows you action, right? It can perform particular button clip. This one, everybody know. buttons everywhere. We have button here, we have button here. Then we have cards. So cards, they can be rectangular form. They can be don't want me to rest. Let me copy this thing and see if you guys should sign up for their short courses. It will help you. That's what they have been trying to tell me since. Oh, I'm missing. So you guys should let me even carry the link. Everybody should in their free time take up the course. Introduction to UI. Oh, move. Let me drop it. Thank you. I can now read. Okay. So cards they can be rectangular, they can be square, they contain different kind of information in form of buttons, text. Cards can be as an entry point for users. Cards are really like one of the modern, it's very modern, unlike where you want to use lines. So cards can be where we want to put a contained kind of information. You can just put them in cards, or you want to create sections by section, you can put them in cards. So it can be rectangular, it can be physical. Cards are in different ways, right? So let me search for cards. If I search for cards now, cards, dada, cards. So these are cards. Let's make it more specific. UI cards. These are cards. All these things are card, in between card. So that's really what card is. Then carousel. Carousel allows users to browse through multiple set of content. It can be image. That means what I said about Facebook was actually a carousel. Or card, often hyperlinked to more content or sources. So just like you have on your Instagram, you list 5 things you should do when you are playing. Hit the person, slap the person, you swipe, whatever. And there's some websites you go to, the sliding of pictures happens. So the biggest advantage of using Carousel and UI design is that they enable more than one piece of content to occupy the same areas or space. Maybe you want to show, like when I was reading my portfolio, I want to show my work. Other than just doing one by one, I had to do a carousel so that it will slide and then people can see it. Even down to when you are doing your, okay, that's not, okay. Down to when you are doing your maybe onboarding, you know, this stuff that you're trying to onboard into an application, and then you see this dot, something like this, dot, you swipe, they're all like carousels. Am I communicating? Are you guys here? Are you guys here?
Yes.
Yes.
So checkbox. Yeah, checkbox. What's the difference between a radio button and a checkbox? Can someone try? What's radio button? Let me show you what radio button is. Radio button. You know, when you go to Okay, this is something that shows almost all the components. Where's radio button? This is radio button. So there's some place you go to, you see something like this radio button, like this circular and something inside. So radio buttons are like, does someone tell us what this is? Checkbox. Check, that means you've checked it. You've checked the icon. You've checked it.
I think radio button allows you to select just one
Option.
it allows you to, yes, to select one option. Why the check button allows you to select multiple options?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So radio button, that things like true or false, you use radio button. Things that you have to select like multiples, you use checkbox. So we also have this thing toggling, this thing that toggle off on toggle. It's called toggle, TOGGLE, the toggle button. We're still going to see it as if they listed it there, right? So we also have, I want to use this as a TwoTips. You know, I know Figma does that very well. Maybe there's a new feature, or you go to a place for the first time, they'll be bringing in something like this, trying to explain things about it, right? That is called TwoTips, like tips on how to use a particular tool. That's the meaning of TwoTips. These are another UI component. Buttons, we've talked about button. Label are like, you know, when you want to significantly show a particular thing, maybe, you know, things like maybe in progress, completed, and you're trying to show the status of something. You may want to put them in a colored stuff to show some kind of distinctions. These are like called labels. Since I saw this, I thought I should name. I'm almost naming the components for you. I'm trying to lay my hands to as much components that I can lay my hands on, so that you'll be very conversant with them wherever you see them, right? Let me move forward. Let me go back to it. Okay, let me go back here. So this check button. Show comments. You know how comments is common around today. Want to comment on something, blah blah blah. Don't know button menu is a variation of the more well-known hamburger, while a hamburger menu consists of 3 lines of equal length stacked on top of each other. A donut menu consists of a vertical stack, 3 lines of different lengths, a long one, a short one below it, and an even shorter line. Let me see. But I think they showed us in this place how a donut, whatever, look like. See, this is how a donut menu look like. I don't even know why they now have to start. You said it before, you're still saying it again.
Can I ask a question? Sorry to cut you short.
So
in what cases do you use the donor menu?
that's what I'm trying to check. I've not used, I don't think I've used it. Okay, let me think whether I've used. I think no, this donut menu is not this. It's looking like the filter. It's looking like the filter this thing. Let me see. Filter. Looking like that filter where funnel. Filter, sorry, filter icon. Since I can't see it here, let me check. I just want to be sure. See it here. So it's like I said, menu shows that there are more features in it. So The only thing I can think of that don't have been useful to me is for filter purposes. If you discover where else it can be used, please come and tell me too. To get. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
we can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. This kebab, I've used it for, that thing where you press and then you want delete or edit, as well as this meatball. Let me see if there's any card like that where there is option for you to delete or when I see it, as we continue, if I see it, I'll just show us the same with. So this vertical and horizontal is dependent on how you want it to be. Okay, it's on Facebook. I can remember seeing it on Facebook exactly. Oh, this is it. If you want to show more information, this is it. Facebook would I still choose to use the vertical one. It all depends on like choices. You want me to go to? I won't go back. Go back to what I'm doing. Okay, so our beautiful drop down is just it allows to select an item from a list. So there is a list in drop down when you want to drop down. See, this is an example of drop down. I feel like drop down is a very common one. So feeds are like blogs. They're very common with blogs where you want to information. Yeah, inescapable feed display user activities in chronological order. The content varies, blah 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 blah. This Facebook itself, these are feeds. This thing like this is a feeds. They are feeds in sections by sections. Okay, I'll move. Forms are very easy. You want to put information, these are forms. Hamburger menu, and that's those three menu by the left hand side. The three little horizontal lines look slightly like American quintessential meal and represent a list menu. Just tells you that there are list of things. You will commonly find hamburger menu on the top left hand corners of application and most likely contain a group of navigation links. Then icons are icons. Icons are images to communicate a variety of things. Input fields, quite simple. They are in form either forms or search bar. You know what search bar means, I'm believing so. Kebab menu, I've talked about kebab menu, that dot. Loader are simply, maybe you're waiting for something. It can be like this. Who is this person? Loader can be in different form. Please, gospel, control this person. Thank you. So this is loader. If you are waiting for something to load, so that is it. Modal like pop-up, like that, pop-up. Then we have notification. This we find this little red two dots on our interface is just like let's go to LinkedIn. This is notification. This notification. Notification. Let's move to here. Pagination. Pagination just tells you where you are. So typically found near the bottom of a page. Pagination organizes content in pages So for example, you want to search for, I don't know if I don't think Dribble does it again. So where you see something, they've converted their own to loading. You're looking for something, and then you say you'll be seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. Which application has that now? Does Pinterest do that? Let me see. Most applications are now using loader. Like social applications are using loader, but that's okay. Let me use Dribble to show you paginations. I think Dribble, okay. Paginations. I'm taking my time to show you guys this thing so that you get the gist. Okay, see this. This is one perfect example of paginations, telling you where you are and the things that you need to get to where you want to be. Showing you where you are. So this is paginations. Then we have a picker. There's something called date picker, time picker. The advantage of using picker over input page is the ability to keep all data user enter tidy and consistently formatted in a database and all of that. So this is an example of picker. Progress bar. Progress bars tells you like how far you've gone. Progress bars help user visualize where they are in a series of steps. You will commonly find them on checkout, marking the different stage a user needs to. So probably you're filling a form, you will see something like a progress bar, for example, telling you that, oh, hey, you're almost there. What's it called? Progress bar. So progress bar is very, very important. It's a good UX. Maybe you are trying to feel something. You're telling the person, okay, the person sees that it has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. So this is an example of a progress bar. There are also, it can be represented in different ways, right? So this is an example of so many progress. This is a progress bar. This is another progress bar. This is another progress bar. This one, they mix it with, it's also, I use it as carousel. It can also be used as a progress bar. So, right, it's actually a progress bar for a carousel, right? Then these are all progress bars. So this, if you notice, some of them have different design so that you don't you can do a design and use a particular progress bar, use another design, use another different progress bar. Then where else? Radio buttons. We've talked about radio buttons. Search field, sidebar. You can commonly see the sidebar in dashboard. So that's sidebar, display of navigation actions or contents at the side of the page. So this is a top bar. You see this thing, top bar. You could as well have these things at your left hand side, and then it's called sidebar, right? So that's sidebar. Sidebar is any place that I can show you how sidebar is. Side by side. Which application can I open that I can see side? Okay, Facebook still have a sidebar, shall we? Let's see. So these are sidebar. Navigation by the left. Okay. Then slider control. Slider are common. Common UI is element used for selecting a value or a range of value by dragging the slider with your finger or mouse. The other can gradually finely adjust a value like volume. Oh, I know what slider is. You already know now. If you want to that thing, if you're increasing your volume or your brightness of light or something, I can see it here. Can you see this? This is a slider, right? Then this Stipa is what's okay. Stippers are two segment controls that also let users adjust a value. However, unlike slider, they allow users to alter the value in predefined or increments. Stipper is similar to slider, just that in Stipa, there is ability for you to edit. Let's see if there is anything like Stipa. And if we do not see it, we'll go and look for it. Stipa. Voila. Let's see. I think I have an idea of what Stipa is. I think people cannot recognize what Stipa is. So what that means is that we have to go and find out. I see this. I think I see this very well in e-commerce. So when you want to, maybe the price of something, it's in a slider, and then you want to edit or adjust it, you can as well alter the value or something. So please, let's see. Okay, does someone say Gmail? What do you mean by Gmail? Or is this a different information? Okay, when I was asking which application I will use, oh yes, okay, yes, Gmail. Gmail has sidebar. Okay. So
sorry, can I say something? Sorry.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So I think to better understand what this stepper component is,
Okay.
it's just like the slider bar that we know, like the volume button. But in this case, it has a definite number of steps you can use to control it. You know, for volume, you can drag it to any point you want.
Okay.
But for steppers, there are probably just 5 segments of it or 4 segments of it. That means you can only increase the volume 4 steps from where it is or 3 steps from where it is. Like for, I think we're forgotten the media player on your PC that has just 25, 50, 75, and 100. That's a stepper.
Oh, okay, that's more predefined.
Yeah, it's more predefined, yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Do we get?
Yes.
Yes,
sorry,
ma'am.
can I see something?
Sorry?
Can I see something on the
Okay,
stepper?
I'm coming.
Okay, I'm
The
trying
other
to
person
understand.
that
Okay.
other person that spoke, what's your name? Let's be knowing our mentors. What's your name?
It's Ebuka.
Okay, Bukai. Okay. I guess. Go ahead.
Okay, I also want to think of Stipa as maybe, for example, like a maybe like a dating app where you're trying to look for somebody and you want to select a range, maybe from 20 to 25. So I think I'm trying to think of it like that. So you can adjust the age range that you want. I don't know if that fits also.
Okay. Is it manually?
Yes.
The adjustment, is it manually, or you're trying to slide?
It's like a slide.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay. That just gets the gist. But let's go for tags. Tags are essentially labels. They're like labels that helps to mark or categorize the content. Like when I talked about the whole ongoing, completed. So these are like things that shows status of a particular thing, right? They usually consist of relevant keywords, which make it easier to find and browse through the tags, even in maybe in, just like we have when you're doing Twitter posts, you have those hashtags, but that's not how it's represented. So tags are like labels. It just indicates a certain category. It can be in the form of status, like I say, or maybe you want to show that this is like fashion. So you put it inside maybe a block or something. So tags are often used. Let's see how Dribble represents tags. Tags. Okay, so this is all these things are tags. This new 2021, they are inside tags or labels, we can call them. Let's see. I choose to disagree. The eighth thing is a slider. The eighth thing, Stipa is mostly seen in registration form with different stages. No, that one is a progress bar. Stipa, registration form where you have like from one step to another. It's called progress bar. The age. Okay. Slider. Well, okay, let's move. The registration one is not Stipa. Yeah.
Please, from what the first guy said about Stipa, I think that Stipa is the stuff on your system when you want to increase the volume of your system, like not from with the buttons, like from the system itself, like when you scroll your mouse to the system, this thing, that slider there, I think that's the Stipa I was talking about.
There is slider, that is Stipa. They do similar things. So we're like, what's the difference? So him was saying that Stipa is more like predefined, like it is more, I don't know the right word to use. It is more specific at one point to the other, like 10, 20, 50, 75. But slider can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. That's his explanation.
Yeah, I understood his explanation. Like, I'm trying to give an example of what that is. Maybe you could use your system to check it.
My own system, the system I'm using. We have slide. This is I showed you now. See this one I'm doing. What is it? Is it a slider? In my, because I'm using a touch bar on the keyboard. But what can you? Are you guys seeing it like increasing or volume? Or is not showing?
Not showing.
It's not showing well. Let's not waste dwell so long. Let's do your research, and next class come and debate, which is with proof, not I think. Let's give me 1 minute. So tab bar, I've showed you tab bar now. This is like tab bar. Two tips, I've shown you two tips. Toggle, I've shown you toggle. That is it. So please research. There's this place too that has, okay, this is not it. I think this is it. That has some other place where you could, let me just put UI components. UI components. You can as well. One thing I do is I like going to, when I don't, I'm not the like reading type, which is not something to be very proud of, but I'd rather go to YouTube and listen to people talk, right? It helps me understand more. So you can also go to YouTube and check out UI components, and maybe somebody or some people can. So another thing that researching does for you is that it helps to drive the nail to the wood. It drives the nail to your wood. So I say yes, drive the nail to your wood. So any question before I end this class? So like the two assignments is as we wait for my video, let's get into this. Listen at least. I will if there's up to 100, I'll be so happy, right? But at least 20, I say 30, at least 30, inclusive of this one, it's fine. Right, at least 30 UI elements or components and a picture by the side representing it. So I'm thinking of how you will submit this. So you can, what will happen is that you can design stuff on Figma. You can choose to do it on Figma and then export as PDF, for example. So what's this what I mean? So you may choose to do rectangle, do a rectangle like this, then you put UI components, you write the name, then you put the picture by the side. After everything, you may export as PDF so that I can read through. I think that would be like better off for me and easily accessible. So PDF is for people that don't know how to export. When you want to export the file, you click on the file, go to export. Then select where you want it to be and then it saves. You can choose what you want to export as PNG, JPEG, PDF. If the list of things you want to show me is long, export as PDF. If it's short, just use JPEG. Right, so sorry. Any other, okay, that's the assignment. Then the YouTube. I designed a NFT page. So I'm just going to do like, when you're designing all these, leave all these people that are in YouTube or anything, when you're designing, it may take a longer time, but when they're teaching you how to design it, they would have to you've already done it, you're not thinking so much, right? So I'll be doing that, and I'll drop the link where you could like for guide for people that, because I noticed that even that carry rise, because of I didn't show you guys where this is and this other thing is, people had to like brainstorm and start thinking of ways, which is part of the reason for it. I think that's it. Any question? I think by maybe our next class, we're going to start working as a team. So I'm going to use this week to sort out everybody that have submitted their assignments, and these are the people we're going to be working with. The only person I gave grace for, the grace is going to end on Monday. So I believe that person must have fixed. So I'm not trying to exempt anybody. So if you have not submitted your assignments, because by Monday I'll be doing for your own good, do if you want to continue with this training. Yes. Thank you so much. Any other question? Let me move.
Please, I want to know if you've gotten our assignments on the cowrie-wise design.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have.
So we don't need to do any presentation of it.
Huh?
We don't need to do any presentation now.
Okay, presentation of, how do you mean?
Like how you did it the last class. Like the whole process of it.
Okay. No, I can't tell everybody to explain their work,
good.
So we are done with that whole carry wise aspect. Whatever correction you got from it, you get. Yes, the carry wise one was the last assignment. Where we're going to, don't worry, we're going to get a point where we'll be presenting like what we've done, right? In terms of UX processes, that's as a team. So if your team decide that all of you want to present, fine. If you want to pick one person, fine. Right, that will be more specific, and I think we will not be as much as this or whatever. Please, is this career-wise assignment that means you're staying in the class, huh? Okay. I feel like saying as goodness. I don't understand. We've been saying this thing over and over again. We gave 2 weeks that after 2 weeks, anyone that is not serious or up to date will be, I wanted to say will be flushed out, but I won't say it. Will be will not be allowed to move to the next level, right? So it's not just career-wise assignments, all the assignments. I think we've done like just 3 sets of assignments. I can't remember, but I know the assignment I have given you guys. Yes, so to answer that, career-wise is one of the assignments that will determine if you are part of this class. Somebody raised her hand. Rita.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good
I
evening.
don't understand the second assignment.
What is the first assignment?
The first assignment is 30 UI components.
Okay, the second assignment is that I'm going to design an NFT marketplace landing page. And then I'll drop the link. And that's supposed to be like a guide for you to also do that kind to redesign. So you're designing that thing I designed, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is there a difference between the accordion and Dropdown? It seems the same.
Okay, so accordion is more of there's an information you want people to know. So what is a noun? When you expand the accordion, it tells you a noun is a name of person, another place and things. There are different kind of just like if you go on Google. I'll stop sharing my screen. Let's go on Google. So we explain share. What is a noun? So there's this thing that Google does. So when you click, you're saying, yeah, some example of now, blah, 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 blah. Are you seeing this? Then you reduce it. So it's for showing more information about a thing. But drop down is like a list of things that you are supposed to choose from. Do you get?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I get.
yeah, so like this is actually a drop down menu. You could actually use a drop down here if you want. This is a menu. These are like indications of drop down, but using the menu bar icon. So in drop down, there is a list. In accordion, don't mind this. I know this is a drop down icon actually, but it is not only restricted to drop downs. Okay, I think I've answered that. Any other question?
Yeah, thank you.
Joanna, I think I must have answered the assignment. Please give us little extension for the assignment. Which little extension? I've given the extension, please. I've tried. I don't try now, like up to 1 whole week, but yeah, please, there's no extension, yeah. Thank you. Somebody see you. I have made a no fire for road beat you, Joanne. But yes, I have. Any other question? If there's no question, thank you all. I want to encourage you guys to keep up. Don't be tired. We've just gone like 3 weeks and we have about how many more weeks? Do the minus the subtraction. 5 more weeks. Plenty. I'd say, let's take it. Okay, okay. You are sounding tired, man. Thanks for the class. Okay. You don't tell me I go rest. I'm very good. Personal fight here. Vivian, what did you say? Thank you so much for caring, Chigozie.
Excuse me, man.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Good evening.
yeah, good evening.
Yeah, so I quickly wanted to ask. I came in during the Wise class where you gave the assignment and also the color theory, and I wasn't
Okay.
able to do the assignment for the first one, the first week. So I'm asking that if I have done the assignment for the second week, I'm still eligible to be part of the class. Yeah.
Okay, so have you listened to the videos
Yes,
of the
basically,
past class?
yeah, of the first week, yes,
But
I
yeah,
have.
yet and the second week. You're sounding like you're
Yeah,
not sure of what you've done
no,
yet.
I am actually because in as much as I technically speaking, I didn't listen to the first video. I just listened to
Okay.
the second the class you had, and I already had like a background on like graphics already, so it was really easy for me to like navigate through the whole interface and
Okay.
everything. So yeah, that's why I'm
Okay.
asking. Like, I'm cool with the whole thing. I just need to know if I have to do the assignment for me to be eligible to be there because I've already done the 2 assignments out of 3.
So that is a first assignment, ba?
I guess so. I saw
No,
people
so
on the
the first
start channel.
assignment is not a I think the first class assignment is not a Figma assignment. It's more of a brainstorm, right? So it won't cost you. You don't have to go and use it to. You just have to listen and brainstorm and come up with your suggestions, right?
All right.
So
All right.
yeah,
Thank
so
you.
please, I want you to
Thank
do the assignment. Then when you do that, slide to my DM that you've done that. Thank you.
All right. Sure. No problem. Thank
All
you.
right. Um, what the snitch is not in my people get strength too. Okay, someone says she likes the voice. Joshua, somebody shooting shots. You can go to the DM and shoot your shots there. All right. Please, please. I'm not saying you should go to anybody's DM. Oh, I beg. Well, do whatever you like. But please, redeem my assignment, Sha. Chiamaka. Okay, bye bye. Have a good night's rest. Say, carry me, they go, my husband last. Now, this paper. You can stop recording. We are done with the class.